looks good. But that just goes to show you, you can't judge a book by its cover. Hello everyone and welcome to the first edition of Arkham Week. Today I am looking at all things Arkham Asylum. I'm going to dig into the video games later on, and of course I'm going to dig into some graphic novels and stuff as well. So right now we're going to look at Arkham Asylum Madness. So, okay, I wanted to read a story like this for a very long time. Like this, with this basic concept, but not how this was executed. I've wanted to see a story about someone who works at Arkham Asylum. You know, more of a story about a security guard, maybe, who has been through Arkham so much and is changing moods. And, you know, he's like, I've been under Scarecrow gas 3 times, put under Joker gas once, nearly died all those times. Why do I keep on working here? It's because once you have this on your record, nobody will also hire you, or something like that. So I've wanted to, this Arkham Asylum Madness is basically, it's a story about some of the other sides of Arkham. You know, Batman isn't in this at all. The psychos are, of course, but it's mostly told through the eyes of this doctor. This doctor named Sabine. She is just one of the doctors and nurses that works at Arkham Asylum. Then there's this security guard who's new, named Roy, who also works at the asylum, and it just goes through their daily routines. And it shows how the time goes so slow in this place, and it's so creepy and ooh. Oh my gosh, is this slow. This is paced so slow. I mean, it's like, you know, there's actually a scene in the book where all the doctors are basically like looking for the clock, saying, okay, come on, hurry up so we can have our lunch break. And I'm thinking, hurry up so I can get some plot. And it's hard to say what this book is about. Like, yeah, it's about this girl and one of her days working at Arkham Asylum. But all she does is, and we're seeing most of this through her eyes, but all she does is look at a picture of her little boy saying, sigh. I need to hear his voice. Hi, son. Yeah, I know you're in school. I just need to hear your voice. Oh my gosh, she's so needy, and I mean, and she doesn't do anything at all. And I'm just looking through the story through her eyes, and I'm just bored. I am bored, and I'm just thinking, why are we telling a story here through your eyes? What do you have to tell? What do you have to bring to the table for us to dive into Arkham Asylum? But I just want to address some of the things, like, some of the things that they do in this books that are, well, as Lex Luthor would say, wrong! Yeah. The part, like, the inmates of Arkham Asylum, let's just say, we all know that they are some of the biggest psychopaths you could ever come across, right? Biggest psychopath. You would not want to cross any of these guys. Am I right? In this asylum, they're out just like they're just a regular crook. I mean, there's parts where they're like, okay, it's free time, you can go relax on the couch and do stuff and hang out. No! No! That's, you... I remember that they did that on the animated series a little bit too. I never liked that. Because these guys are not just regular inmates. I mean, having just Joker free to walk around, even if you have armed guards, not a good idea. No, not a good idea. And Two-Face is out there walking around, and oh my gosh, don't get me started on the horrible designs on some of the characters in this film, in this book. Harley Quinn, oh my gosh. Okay, guys, before I show the image, we all have this picture in our minds of Harley Quinn, right? Playful, lovable, likes to, you know, she plays around, she does flips, she always has a smile on her face, right? That's our basic thought of Harley Quinn. Cute and lovable and fun. Even if she's a little evil, but she's, you know, fun. Here's the picture. Oh my gosh. Wrong! I mean, I'm just gonna read her dialogue with how I think her voice would go with this look. Don't preach to me, sweetie. I was sitting right where you are. Just as comatose as you are once. I woke up fighting who I really was. Oh, blah. Oh, her design is horrible. The only design I actually kind of like is Killer Croc's, because they have him in a tank, right, all day. That's all he does in a tank. He's just sitting in a tank. And they have a quick shot of Man-Bat just for the heck of it, and that's not too bad. But Croc, they're looking at him through a tank, and it's all right. I kind of like that one, but that's the only part of the art I can stand. Really, the art in this. I mean, look at this cover. That looks kind of cool, kind of interesting. When I bought this book, I'm a kind of impulsive kind of guy, especially when I have money. So when I was just walking, I had cash, and I'm walking into Kohl's, and I'm looking, and I'm like, whoa, look at that! Another Arkham Asylum book! Hey, and it's Joker, cool. I'm gonna get it. I didn't even bother to look inside. Oh, dumb, dumb, dumb. Because the art in this is horrendous. And, I mean, sometimes it looks like, man, I could really have drawn better with that. I mean, oh, it's bad. It is bad. The characters' models are always overblown and it's inconsistent. The art's always inconsistent. Sometimes I have a hard time knowing what character is which because the art isn't really consistent with the character. This book thinks that it's so smart, but there's only two interesting kind of things about the book. And only one of them kind of makes sense, but it's a letdown. There's one interesting where Joker keeps on breaking the light bulb in his room and chewing the light bulb, right? And so then he's rushed. They rush him to the hospital and clean out his mouth. Well, not the hospital, but, you know, the medical room. But it turns out that he was never actually swallowing any of the glass, and he was spitting it out into one of the doctor's lunch. That was kind of interesting, but some of the stuff, it just doesn't make sense. Like, okay, I'm going to read that scene. As curious as satisfaction swoops through me when I am able to inspire a revenge beating, it is remarkably easy to reach a fixture on a 14-foot ceiling when you got nothing but time in a cell. A 14-foot ceiling. And he says because... I don't even get that. Because he's inspired a revenge beatings on him, it's easy to jump 14 feet? What? I don't... Okay. 14 feet straight up in the air. And I know it's Joker here. But all we see... And it's not like we see a shot of him bouncing back and forth off the walls to get it. Like a ninja or something. It just goes... And he grabs it. impossible. So even that good kind of setup is ruined because it's impossible. And then the only other kind of interesting thing is the clock that's ticking starts ticking weird. And it's so high up that no ladder can reach it. So it'll go tick, 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 thump, tick, 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 thump, tick, 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 thump. And then we start seeing blood come from it. And, you know, people are starting to wonder, what is this? Is a building, is somebody dead up there? Are the building walls just bleeding? You know, and it's getting a little superstitious here. But, it just turns out it's a rat stuck in there. Anticlimactic. This entire book is just... it's a waste of paper. I mean, it's so boring. And the art is so bad. And the way it ends, I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to make of the way it ends. It kind of ends with a confrontation between the girl and the Joker. And the guard is tied up behind the Joker. And then it shows the guard breaks free, puts a chair over Joker's head, but then all of a sudden something happens, pipe breaks or something was Killer Croc's cell, and all of a sudden I think they all escape or something. I don't know. It's just a shot of the asylum that looks like Monster House, and then all of a sudden she's trying to retire and then she doesn't retire. It's all over the place and nowhere at the same time. This book is so bad. It's unbelievably bad. This entire characterizations that they try to throw in there, and there's this weird fascination that this Joker has over collectibles, you know, classic jokes like blood soap, where you wash your hands and blood will come out of the soap. And those goggles, but the thing is, it's Joker tricks, so the actual blood and actual, when you put on those Google eyes, they'll just rip your eyes out. So it's really weird because he gets so protective over them. Like, nobody touches my collectibles. The precious collectibles. Collectibles. Boring. This is just boring. It's boring and pointless. And because I really wanted to see an Arkham Asylum tale from the eyes of the staff. Just a security guard. Maybe a doctor, but more... like I said, I wanted a story from the security guard. Maybe how he views Batman, because, you know, does he think... maybe do some of the security guards disrespect Batman because he brings them there? And, you know, and he should just kill him? Do some of the guards maybe just know that this is an unfortunate situation? I think if you could write an Arkham Asylum tale about the guards and focus maybe on one or two guards in particular, you would have a really interesting story. But in here we just have this doctor who's sad the whole day and hates working there, and then her best friend that works there gets fired because she's a lesbian. And the person who fires her is the person she was making out with. Boring. Boring. Seriously. This would not be worth your money. It wasn't worth mine. You can't judge a book by its cover, because this cover is the only good part of this. It's an interesting looking cover. Joker just in a padded cell with blood on him. That's interesting looking. There's nothing interesting in this book. Except, okay, there is one thing that's kind of interesting. They find this, because I can see the Joker doing this. They find this guard finds this foot, but it looks like a trick foot, right? It's covered in polyester and plastics or whatever, and so they just start passing it around doing jokes with it. But then it turns out that it was a real foot that the Joker covered in polyester or plastic or whatever, and that I can see the Joker doing. I can totally see him doing that. It was a real foot, but they thought it was fake and they were using it as jokes. But everything else, bad. It's just so you'll be, if you ever buy this, you'd just be bored, and you wouldn't know what to make of it, and you'd just be disgusted by the art because it's so half-arsed. I mean, the guy tries to do creative things by taking actual pictures and putting them into and trying to integrate different styles, but the thing is, it's never consistent, and you don't get a consistent feel for the book, and therefore you never really feel like you've gotten into the world of this Arkham Asylum. So yeah, that's I guess all I have to say of Arkham Asylum. I guess I decided to start off Arkham Week with something bad. Well, so all in all, I think I'm gonna have to give Arkham Asylum madness. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a 2 out of 10. It wouldn't be worth your while. It's not worth your time, not worth your money, and definitely not worth it. So as I say, remember guys, I'm LazyDude99, and if I don't like it, it's not worth it. Be sure to stick around for more of Arkham Week. Here.
Be sure to check out more of my other videos on my channel. And wait for more coming soon.